and good morning to you. This is our second to last class in this series. And today we're gonna put together all of the various layers that we've been working to build. Next week for our last class, I'm going to do a little bit more of a teaching on some of what underpins this practice that we've been exploring together, how it relates to Kabbalah and to walking in the world as a Kabbalist. Before we dive in to our meditation for today, I want to just tell you about a few opportunities. So first of all, if you're new to the class and you want to purchase access to all the past recordings, I've put several links for you in the comments to the video. So you have a link to this class where you can just easily access all of the recordings. And then I want to invite you, I hope that you enjoyed the class. And next week I'll share an evaluation form so that if you've been taking it week after week, you can send your comments. I hope you have enjoyed it. And I want to share two opportunities for how we can continue to grow and practice together. The first is that Kabbalah Experience is launching its full spring lineup. Be sure to check out the whole lineup. There's a number of wonderful classes, including Kabbalah Experience's core program is a step-by-step journey of awakening and initiation into Kabbalah. Which is their core curriculum, and then all kinds of really fun electives. And so I'm really excited about the elective I'll be teaching in this next upcoming semester with Kabbalah Experience. We have a tradition around the holiday of Passover to read Shir HaShirim, Song of Songs, which is erotic love poetry that's included in the Bible. And it is beautiful in and of itself, and we'll be using a translation written by a husband and wife team who really committed themselves to bringing to life the essence of the story, which is this love affair between these two star-crossed lovers who are seeking and trying to find one another throughout the chapters of the book. But for any student, it's when we open Song of Songs, it's a little bit surprising that we find it in the Tanakh, so much so that Rabbi Akiva had to explain that Song of Songs is a metaphor. It is not the love affair between two human beings, but rather it is a metaphor for the love affair, the seeking that happens between a spiritual seeker and our yearning for source. So for us as Kabbalists, that paradigm is really familiar. And so this class will be an exploration of Kabbalistic notions of love and yearning through the lens of this poetry. So we'll spend most of our time reading beautiful poetry in beautiful English translation. And there's a great deal of commentary on Song of Songs from the Zohar. So when the opportunity arises, we'll take a look at the Zohar's insights on Shir HaShirim, and in general, we'll use the book as an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Kabbalah and about walking in the world as Kabbalists. So you have the link for that class in the comments. The course is called Kabbalah of Love, and you would register through Kabbalah Experience. And then the second opportunity that I want to tell you about is through my website, Awakened Body. So my work when I'm not teaching meditation like this is working as a hands-on healer with folks who creating opportunities to bring the body into conversation and doing deep listening to the body in order to increase our own sense of vitality. So we have a spring cleanse coming up. And so that is a really wonderful way to stay connected, and for the people who choose to participate in that 40-day spring cleanse, we'll do meditations like this one daily, and there's all kinds of wonderful resources. So I encourage you to check that out as well. All right, let's get to our practice. So let's just begin by arriving and bringing ourselves fully here. We're going to take a brief concentration practice just settling into the breath and fully arriving in the body. And then from there, I'll give instructions for the interwoven practice we're going to do today. So let's just arrive. So take a minute if you need to close the door or let people know that you are giving yourself the gift of the next 40 minutes in meditation. And make sure you're seated where you want to be seated, that you like the chair you're on or the couch, or if you're on a cushion, that that's the right choice for you. And hopefully over the course of this class, you've committed to setting up a space in your home that's conducive to meditation, using the cues of a fixed spot as a way to help us drop more deeply into practice. And I hope you've taken up the challenge of downloading a meditation app like Insight Timer or Headspace and taken on a practice of returning to the breath, just getting still and quiet for, at least for 5 breaths or for 10 breaths in the middle of your day, or better to take it on for 5 minutes or 10 or 20 minutes upon waking or sleeping. All right, so let's arrive fully here. Let's close the eyes and let's get really heavy. Feel the weightiness in our legs. If our feet can reach the floor, just let the feet plant firmly on the floor. And feel them get really heavy. Feel them turning into almost like bricks, just weightiness. And imagining that like a tree you have roots that you can sink down. And I'm seated on a cushion, so I'm going to visualize my roots coming from the base of the spine. If you're on a chair, you'll send them down through your feet. And inhale. And on the next exhale, just feel yourself giving the fullness of your weight over to your cushion or your chair. Feeling a sense of fullness, pouring the weight of the body into the pelvic bowl. On the next inhale, let's use the breath to lengthen the spine. And we can actually roll the shoulders up to the ears and exhale, drop them down the back. And do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And let's scrunch up all the muscles of the face. And exhale out the mouth and release them. And let's bring our attention to our breath. If you've been practicing with us week after week, by now I hope you know the spot in the body where you can most feel the breath, most have an awareness of the breath itself. You might feel coolness at the tip of the nose as air enters. You might find it most easy to notice the expansion that comes through the top of the chest as you breathe deeply, or the sense of expansion through the belly as you fill the lungs. Wherever you can feel it most, let's bring the fullness of our attention to our breath for 10 full breaths, knowing that we're going to direct the mind and thoughts in a little while. For now, we want to bring the fullness of our attention only to the felt sense of the breath. Just feeling yourself being breathed. Breath enters the body, and breath exits the body. Returning the attention again and again only to the feeling of breathing, of being breathed. And as you finish your cycle of 10 breaths, I want you to let the attention rest on the heart. You can bring the hands onto the heart. And let's take 3 more breaths, inhaling into the heart space, feeling the heart expand and the hands rise with breath. And then feeling a softening through the chest, through the collarbone as the hands descend and as you exhale. Inhaling, expanding through the heart. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Beautiful. So we've been playing with the Buddhist meditation practice known as Metta, loving kindness meditation, because of the ways that it transforms the heart. And so let's now bring the fullness of our attention to the space of the heart. In Kabbalistic nomenclature, this is Tiferet. And our challenge as Kabbalists is to say I from this place that is the heart center, from the very part of us that is the source of love and compassion. That is where we want to locate our identity, rather than from a place of ego that might be concerned with things other than loving. So let's just now let the attention rest on the heart, and let's get really curious. Let's become observers of our heart space. Just noticing how we're doing today in the heart center. So noticing, do things feel sturdy or maybe jittery? Do things feel tight or expansive? And if it helps you focus, to keep the hands on the heart by all means. Is there a color? Is there a texture? Just getting really curious about the heart space. Just beginning to listen. Deeply listening for any story, any joy or suffering or longing that your heart might be holding. We're about to do deep work from the heart. We're about to become sources of blessing. We're going to shine out chesed, compassion, loving kindness from the heart. Before we begin, we want to give our heart the space it needs to speak its peace. Now, of course, we take this practice on because we know that letting the heart be loving in this way is deeply healing. But in Judaism, we learn that there is tremendous power in listening. So here too, first we listen. And if you're noticing a piece of your heart, some aspect of story that is in need of blessing, make a commitment right now to that part of you that you will give that place in you loving kindness. We are at once source of blessing and thirsty for blessing. So over the course of our time together, we've practiced loving kindness meditation practice on ourselves, on those whom we've never met, on those whom we love, and on those whom we really don't love, maybe even those whom we hate. And we're going to move through all four postures today, inviting one after the next examples of people from each category to come into our consciousness, to sit opposite us as we bestow our well wishes upon them. We're going to end with ourselves, and then after that we're going to open our eyes and bless one another, all of us who are practicing together right now in the live stream, and anyone who might watch it in the week that follows. So that's where we're headed. This image of working, of sending blessing out from the heart center. When I work with the heart center, Tiferet, I imagine the Mishkan, the tabernacle that traveled with the Jewish people in the desert. And at the very center of the tabernacle, there was an incredible thing. There was the very center held the Ark of the Covenant, like from Indiana Jones, the Ark of the Covenant. And the Ark of the Covenant, the cover of it was made, forged, one solid piece of gold that was forged and stretched into the shape of two angels who spend eternity gazing into the eyes of one another. And it is from within that gaze, that angelic gaze of these two golden angels, that is where prophecy comes forth. It's from there that Moses hears the word of God, and that the tabernacle that was eventually brought and housed in the first temple, from there that prophecy sprung forth and filled the world. So too today in our practice, we're going to invite individuals to sit opposite us. We're going to be face to face with them, and we're going to be source of blessing, and in giving blessing, we will receive blessing. And then eventually we'll place our own selves, the part of us that is human, in need of blessing, opposite the part of us that is divine, bestower of blessing. So let's get started. Let's work with just the English. We're going to sing 3 times. We're going to sing I 3 times, just to sort of shore ourselves up, our resources. And then from there, we're going to call to mind a neutral party, someone who we've seen today. And if you are mostly still sheltering in place, it's okay to have it be someone you saw on the television. And then we're going to call to mind loved ones. And you might choose to stay there for quite some time if you have lots of loved ones whom you want to give your blessings to. I love doing this practice for all of the members of my family and extended family. From there, we'll invite a difficult person, an enemy, someone who challenges us to sit opposite us, and then a projection of ourselves. So let's drop into practice. Let's use the breath to lengthen the spine. Let's exhale to ground into the body, letting the chair, the cushion, do what it is designed to do, to hold and receive our weight, so that we can be really spacious, expanding out well beyond the expanse of our physical body, filling up the room, filling up the house, filling up the city, as we just get bigger and bigger with our chesed, our compassion that we're going to be sending out. I encourage you to sing with me. Deep breath in. May I be healthy and free from suffering. May I be joyful. May I be free. May I accept myself just as I am. May I know peace. Eyes closed. May I be healthy and free from suffering. May I be joyful. May I be free. May I accept myself just as I am. May I know peace. May I be healthy and free from suffering. May I be joyful, may I be free. May I accept myself just as I am. May I know peace. So feeling yourself now rooted here, perhaps imagining you two have wings extended just like those angels that cover the Mishkan. Invite to sit opposite with you some neutral person who you passed by today or yesterday if you're just starting your day. Maybe a news anchor you saw on television this morning. Just a neutral party, anyone who first comes to mind. And invite them to sit opposite you. You can imagine yourself bowing your head to them, your angelic self, welcoming them to made in the image of God. And you can choose to continue with the melody, or you might practice on the rhythm of the breath. Inhaling, and as you exhale, may you be healthy. Inhaling, may you be free from suffering. Inhale, may you be joyful. Inhale, may you be free. Inhale, may you accept yourself just as you are. Inhale, may you know peace. Staying in your practice for the next several minutes, working with this neutral recipient. And if you should notice the mind wander, which is in its nature to do, just returning to your practice, returning to your phrases. And as you come to the end of your cycle, you can bow in acknowledgement of the person whom you've been blessing. And invite to sit opposite you a loved one. It can be a parent or a child, a good friend, a pet, Begin to offer them your well wishes. And if you have lots of family members that you would like to do, it's just fine to do one cycle and then call the next person to mind, and then the next. And just taking a moment to check in on the state of the heart as we offer our well wishes to our loved ones. Sometimes it can stretch our heart in unexpected ways. So just noticing, listening, let's do one last cycle for a person whom you love. And you can imagine yourself giving them a hug, all of the loved ones that you blessed, whether they're living or not. In this guided visualization, you can hug them. You can feel your heart link with their heart, seeing the divinity in them, and recentering, inhaling breath into the space of the heart center, just noticing the state of the heart. And inviting a difficult person to come and sit opposite you. Just like the neutral party, just like your loved ones, they too are made in the image of God. They too breathe soul, which is sourced in divine breath. So welcoming them to sit opposite you, angel to angel. And without diminishing any of the challenge that is between you, the ways that you might have felt wronged in one way or another, allowing that all to be, and in addition to it, dropping into your ability to offer chesed, to let love pour out from the heart. May you be healthy and free from suffering. May you be joyful. May you be free. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you know peace. So staying here with this one person, just allowing whatever arises to arise as you offer them your well wishes. If it comes with anger, if it comes with tears, whatever comes up in you alongside your loving, it's all welcome here. There's space for all of it. May you be healthy and free from suffering. May you be joyful. May you be free. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you know peace. And before we bid this difficult person farewell, just taking a moment to check in on the state of your heart. If it needs some extra holding from you, you can place your warm hands around it. If it has a story it needs to tell, letting it know that you are here to listen. If it's ready to shake off some tightness, thanks to this practice of offering well wishes to someone who can be really difficult for us, then just let it shake it off. And let's expand our attention now before we give ourselves well wishes. So many of us, whether we have young kids of our own, we are aware or connected with kids who have been so impacted by the limitations placed on all of us in this past year. And let's send our well wishes now to all the teachers who are just bending over backwards to try to keep things normal for children. May you be healthy and free from suffering. May you be joyful. May you be free. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you know peace. Just blanketing any school that might come to mind in a canopy of love and generosity and light and strength. And now let's do the same with nurses and doctors and first responders who are so deserving of our well wishes. So inhaling and dropping into your sense of gratitude for the way that these heroes have just been giving and giving for more than a year. May you be healthy and free from suffering. May you be joyful. May you be free. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you know peace. And now let's begin to direct our well wishes to ourselves. So you might choose to visualize the part of you that is divine facing the part of you that is human, the part of you that is full grown and strong and independent, facing the part of you that is still a child. Two angels face to face. Or it might be easier to access if you imagine yourself placing your hands on your own head. Imagining your energetic hands resting on your physical head. However you have the most access, ease of access to seeing it, see it now. The part of you that is divine source, pouring blessing into the part of you that is needy, human. May you be healthy and free from suffering. May you be joyful. May you be free. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you know peace. Continuing now, adding any additional phrases of blessing that you know you need. Imagining that you are like a doctor with the power to write a prescription for anything. Just pouring those blessings into the part of you that is in need of them. Blessings for ease, for healing, for the power to forgive. Whatever it is you need, giving yourself of those blessings, those well wishes. And now realigning these two parts of you, feeling the part of you that is divine soul settling back in to the container that is your body, the part of you that is human, that carries your wounding and your needs. And inhaling deeply and feeling yourself the recipient of all these blessings. And now let's complete our practice by singing one last cycle together, sending our well wishes out to all of those of us who are practicing now together. We can't see one another's faces, but we know that we're opening our hearts to one another. Inhale. May you be healthy and free from suffering. May you be joyful. May you be free. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you know peace. And with that, you can let the eyes open. Let's take a deep breath in and extend the arms up. Let's exhale out the mouth as we bring them down. Let's feel a sense of vitality as we start our day, or if you're in Israel with me, and as we end our day. So I hope you'll choose to join us for our last session this time next week. We will practice together for about 10 minutes, but the majority of the time will be a little bit more oriented around a talk. If you have questions or curiosities that you would like me to address, you can put a note in the comments, or you can send me an email. And I hope that in this next week that you'll return to this practice and that you'll think about committing to integrating it into your life on your own, even when we don't have this live stream to be dropping into. And I hope that you'll check out the links in the comments, either to the Spring Awakened Body Seasonal Cleanse that is starting right after Passover, or to the Kabbalah of Love reading together, Shir Hashirim, the Song of Songs. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.